All right. It's 9 o'clock, starting time for our webinar. Welcome, everyone. I hope you had a great February, beginning March soon. And let's dive together into the new use case of the month webinar. And this time, we're going to dive into Admin Toolbox for Jira. So if some of you don't know the system of the use case of the month webinar yet, so we will show you, or my colleague Nicholas will show you real-life use cases today, which we got through our support, some questions and demands, how to handle some problems, some issues with Admin Toolbox. And Nicholas collected them, worked them to presentable state. And yeah, today we'll go through them. So today we have authentic problems, real life problems from customers, and no story made up, so real life cases. And that being said, if you have any questions regarding our apps, don't hesitate to ask today in this webinar or contact our support. My colleagues there are very eager to help you any day with any questions or problems you have with any of our apps. And who knows, you or your question might end up in an upcoming use case of the month's webinar as well. So yeah, again, if you have any questions during the webinar, we do have time at the end to answer them. So don't worry to ask them in the chat or the Q&A section. I will check both at the end. And yes, that's basically it from my very small introduction. Let me hand over to my colleague, Nicholas.
Yes, thank you, Michele, and hello, everybody, also from my side. Let me share my screen, and then we can start right into the topic. So yeah, today's focus app is Admin Toolbox for Jira. And I brought this app today with me, which will increase the power of your Jira immensely and make your admin life easier. A few words about me. My name is Nicholas Witt. I'm an Atlassian Solutions consultant, and I've been working with Decades for over 3 years now. And as an Atlassian certified expert, I have profound knowledge of the common applications for data center and cloud, as well as the applications that we are offering on the marketplace. I'm responsible for our customer support and work closely with the Atlassian certification team, for example, for creating new courses and evaluating exam questions. So the agenda for today is first a short introduction, and then the use cases that are followed in this order by having a look at the workflow building, solving user problems by using the user switcher. We have a look at the structure and reordering feature that Admin Toolbox provides, as well as we end with a housekeeping scenario to keep your instance clean. So to introduce Admin Toolbox, it is an admin's best friend, and it's built from administrators for administrators. And this helps you to unlock your full potential of Jira admin side. And you can effortlessly streamline tasks, supercharge your workflows, and enhance your productivity like never before. You can copy and paste workflows either within or across workflows. It supports third-party apps to sort with ease by drag and drop. And Admin Toolbox provides an advanced global search for configuration elements, as well as you can use it to make your changes with simple bulk operations. And the last point is our user switcher, which recently got updated. This helps you to impersonate users, either from your user base, your colleagues, as well as portal customers that have any problems. And this helps you with troubleshooting. So I brought an admin story for you today because we don't want to name any company or customer names. So Alana Grants requested. we'd like to have the same approver transition for our marketing subtasks that you recently built for HR. So this is the use case, and the features that we can use is to copy and paste transitions within or across workflows, and using features like the GX search. Yeah, you can reach any configuration element with this configuration quick search in Admin Toolbox, and the limitations from a standard Jira instance is that it's definitely not possible going to these configuration elements that easy. So let me follow you. Please follow me to the demonstration now. So the regular way to implement these changes in a native instance would be to use the dot shortcut, search for workflows, and go to workflows or workflow schemes to find the workflow and implement these changes by opening it in a new tab or a new browser window, maybe on a second monitor, and copy these things one by one. With Admin Toolbox, and you see our first changes, you have on one tab the active, on another tab the inactive workflows. You have search and filter possibilities for names, users, the assigned schemes, and if there is a draft available, you would probably search for marketing. Check the marketing scheme, because probably you don't know the exact name, and you find this marketing subtask workflow here. Would go to edit and implement it by, as I said, copy it one by one from another workflow. Another way, let's go back to the dashboard, that also comes with Admin Toolbox is the configuration quick search. You use the shortcut GX and search, for example, for marketing, and there you find all the configuration items from field configurations of a project all the way down to the workflows. And here you see all the available workflows, select the subtask workflow, and jump right to that selected workflow. So you see, using the configuration quick search would bring you to the search that's filtered down with exactly that one item you clicked. Let's go and edit this workflow. And here you see some more features that are brought by Admin Toolbox. We have this one drop down here, which brings actions like copy transitions. This is the one we want to use. This also is available in the diagram mode. So here we have these two additional buttons, copy transition and sort transitions. So let's do that. We select the HR workflow here. It is the add user workflow. We use the approved transition that Alana requested. We say, okay, we want it from the to-do status to in progress status. We just keep the name. And additionally, we could select probably a screen or any metadata, conditions, validators, post functions, and also the transition properties. If we copy this and wait a second, we get exactly the whole transition copied right there without any additional effort. And let's have a look, because we have configured several post functions here. That would take a lot of time to copy all of these implementations together that were made together with the HR department. And another way to copy just parts of post functions or anything is to select another workflow here, select the transition. So we could, for example, go to the done transition, and there we see all the listed post functions, conditions or validators, depending on which tab we are at the moment, and could copy only one or multiple of these. And when we are done, we could also sort these, so the post functions getting collapsed to have a better overview. And by dragging and dropping, you can reorder these, click that again, and everything's set. So now let's finish and publish that workflow. I will create a copy of that and report back to Alana that the workflow is adjusted. Okay, perfect. So this task is complete. And as we reported back to her, she said, okay, I cannot see this transition, neither in the project, like in our project, where you copied the transition to, nor in the HR project, where I'm also an administrator. I'm also a user. And yeah, so we, as an admin, we have the possibility to use the user switcher. The shortcut is GU, and then we get a selector, like either search or click on her in the preview. And no worries, all of these switches getting tracked in the audit log. So with a timestamp, the performing user and also the target user. There's no abuse of power. And also another feature that we use is bulk operations for permissions and roles. And another thing that I will show after the demonstration is that we had a support request where someone requested, we are looking for a user switcher that will allow an admin to or a designated user to impersonate a service management customer. And this is also possible. Let me show you this in detail. So Alana said she has some problems seeing this transition in their subtasks. So let's search for subtasks in the to-do status. Here's an example issue. And from our perspective, to check these available transitions, we see this approved transition. And let's check also Alana's perspective to validate or verify what's the issue. For that, we can use the built-in user switcher from Admin Toolbox and use the shortcut GU. And there we see a search and a list of users to see their perspective. Now we are logged in as Alana Grant or like in her account and can check, okay, she's really not able to see this transition. So with that validated, we can search the issue and fix that problem. Let's jump back to our admin role and check the workflow again. So here we can see the workflow, the approved transition is there. And instead of going back to the workflow configuration or use the quick search to get to the workflow, Admin Toolbox adds a nice little button here up in the corner to edit the workflow directly from our current issue. And due to it's a problem from seeing this issue, this must be a condition. So let's have a look at this. We have a condition here in this workflow. And in fact, there is a condition added that only users in the project role approvers can execute this transition. So let's fix it. Due to Alana reported this is an issue of multiple projects, we could either add her to multiple projects or use another feature by Admin Toolbox, which is this advanced tab here in our project overview. We can select or search for multiple projects here. For example, HR and marketing, and then use the bulk operations up there for users and roles that we want to modify. Check, okay, she's in the administrator's role, but is she in the approver role? That is not the case. So we use the bulk update project role and search for Alana Grant. There she is. Add her to the role approvers. Both projects are selected. We could also add additional projects here by searching. Click confirm, and then we have her added to both of those projects. When I submit now, I get an additional overview. What are the changes exactly? So green users are added, red users would be removed. And if I confirm now, she is added. Bulk actions are complete. And if I go back to our issue, change back to Alana Grant and check the transitions. Now she sees the approval transition and we are good to go. To demonstrate the impersonation of a customer, I'll quickly jump to another project. So here we are in the IT support and Martin requested for a new keyboard. So if I use the user changer here, search for Martin and jump into his account, we come to the service desk because he doesn't have access to Jira itself, only the portal. So we see his request. We can have a look at it and also make actions from his account. So maybe we escalate this. Please hurry up. And then this is escalated. And if I jump back, unfortunately, I need to go to another tab that's open. This is a feature that we bring in our news release that on one hand, you are able to use the user switcher here in the portal, as well as getting a banner from which user are logged in or having a view at the moment. If I reload this, I can go back to the issue, and here you see the last comment is made with his account. All right. As I mentioned, there is a new feature coming up with the banner here in the portal, as well as in the Jira backend. And you can use the user switcher also here in the portal, which would look like this. And yeah, this is a really nice way and a really helpful gadget or tool to impersonate users and to troubleshoot and fix problems quickly. So next up, Adlana replied that everything's okay now, but they want to have these transitions sorted. So at the moment, the approved transition is at the lower end, and they want to have it right below the start progress. So the next one we are going to have a look at is structure and reorder. So we, as an admin toolbox user, can use the drag and drop sort for transitions, for workflow functions, as well as statuses and resolutions, which are mirrored to dashboards, like the order of that, and also field options. In a standard Jira, this would not be possible. You had to use these small arrows to only jump one element, one entry higher, or jump to the top or the bottom. Let's continue. So we've done most of the hard work already, and reordering should not be that much of a problem, right? I don't know how often you've done this, because before Jira 9, if you had more than 3 transitions, only the first 2 were visible as buttons here, and the other ones were moved to a drop-down. Since then, all of the transitions are like collected in this drop-down, it is a little bit less relevant, but still I want to show you how to reorder transitions with Admin Toolbox. So let's hop once again back to the workflow. Let's have a look at the way without Admin Toolbox. So let's go into the transition. And without the add-on, we had to go to View Properties. Besides the post function, there are transition properties. This is really easy to access. And we see all the properties here. There's this OPSPA sequence added here with the number 10 already. And adjusting that to get these transitions in the correct order would be like back and forth jumping through all of these transitions, adding the right value. But with Admin Toolbox, we can easily go back to the overview, use the Admin Toolbox dropdown, and click on Sort. And then we get all the transitions listed. So if we want to sort these transitions, we can just use our mouse and drag and drop this to the right place, and Admin Toolbox will adjust all these OPSPA sequences automatically. So if I have the right order, I can click Save and let these values be written back into the workflow. Let's publish that again, save another copy, and check it. So let me close that, reload the page. And now we see that we have the start progress in first place, approve transition in the second place, and the done transition in the third place without that much of a struggle. So another usage for the drag and drop would, for example, be available on the statuses page. You can easily drag and drop these statuses up and down without using arrows or jumping only one space up and down. This is, for example, for ordering on a dashboard. It is also available for the resolutions and also in the options list of, for example, a checkbox field. You can easily reorder these and say, okay, this is the better order I need, because people use these most often instead of booth or demo. And this is easily accessible then. Okay. Alana Grant reported everything's fine now, but we have still some things on our list. So basic housekeeping to like clean up the instance is now our final task. And for that, we have another few features. You've already seen the search and filter for advanced the advanced tabs in many configuration areas that also save the selection. We can use for cleanup a bulk feature to remove multiple workflows, screens, or custom fields. And I will have a short additional feature that we're gonna have a look at is the workflow report. So if you want to get ready for cloud, check your workflows before you migrate. Let me demonstrate that. Instead of searching for the same fields over and over again, this is the one we've last checked. You can simply switch to the Advanced tab, and this saves the last configuration or selection. Whatever you checked here will be available the next time you come back to the custom fields as well as workflows. So to continue with our housekeeping, I will go to the inactive tab, and we can now remove these, delete these workflows I've created as a backup, the two subtask workflows from our marketing project. I will go to the Admin Toolbox bulk deletion area. This follows exactly the same convention that Jira provides, that you can only delete workflows that are not associated with a scheme. So two of these workflows that are listed here as inactive still in a workflow scheme, so you cannot delete them. They are not shown. And yeah, let's check these two workflows. Click bulk deletion, and you get another confirmation screen because deletion is not undoable. So check these again. These are listed. Click delete, and your housekeeping is done. As another feature from Admin Toolbox, we have a workflow report. So let me open this. This takes a while to load all the workflows because this considers also third-party apps. You can simply click either the module names, like the plugins that you've installed, or click on these numbers here, the conditions, the validators, or the post functions. For example, script runner, one post function is used. If I click it, this will be filtered. The workflow is shown below. I can open that up, check all the things where this, for example, post function is used. And this is another cool feature for making you ready for cloud, to evaluate everything here and then see what you need to rework or modify. Okay, perfect. That was it from my side. So here are some helpful links to our documentation and also our customer portal. So this is the end of the presentation so far, and I'm now looking forward to your questions.
All right. First of all, thank you, Nicholas, very much for this, again, very interesting and helpful presentation. For everyone, I've also got the links of the documentation support and the Admin Toolbox page now in the chat, so you can copy it and have a look later. And yeah, now it's your turn. Time for your questions. During the webinar, we've already had not one question, but a remark from Uwe, which I'm just reading out, and maybe Nicholas, you can comment something on it. So Uwe is using the copy of validators function a lot. Once we have a large number of workflows and even more validators, I would like to retrieve an overview, in essence, a matrix, to document and illustrate the validation rules across workflows and validators. I think that's more something for our products department, which we gladly will give to them. But yeah, maybe you can say also one or two words about it, Nicholas.
Yeah. So you want an overview to have like a better like visual representation what's already added. And yeah, as Nicola said, this is something that we can report and to implement in the future. I will report that back to our development department. And yeah, definitely a good thing. We will consider that. Thank you.
Okay, and another question just came in from Gabriel, I think. So, hi, I would have would you have any solution for the screens as well in the cloud? It's hard to globally manage which fields should be hidden when empty. Nicholas?
Yeah, cloud is like another, how to say, another universe, because we are limited to like the entry points where we can like bring advantages or bring features to regarding the architecture, because Admin Toolbox at the moment is only available for data center. So at the moment, I don't have a solution for that, but in case we will bring this tool to cloud, we will let you know.
Yep. So as Nicholas said, currently Admin Toolbox is available for data center and not for cloud. Sad for everyone on cloud, but we'll our teams do have a look on how to maybe bring Admin Toolbox to the cloud as well. Okay, another questions. Frank, we performed a merge of Jira instances, and the tool we used gave an offset for the IDs of several entities in Jira. On advanced view, the ID column seems to be fixed. Can you make it adjustable?
Yeah, that's true, because you can, if I get that right, you want to show the ID column in these views, right? Michele, can you repeat the question itself again?
I think it's gone now. Let me have a look again. Yeah, well, Frank, maybe you can just delete your question.
So it would be possible to like have an additional column to show all the IDs, and you can also search the IDs in the configuration quick search.
So wait, we showed the ID column, but the IDs are too long. That's what Frank answered. So I think he wants to adjust the IDs shown, if I understand correctly.
Columns are too long.
Maybe I think, Frank, the best would be to just, oh, do you have it now, Nicholas?
No,
you know what he means?
I don't get the point where ID columns are too long.
Okay.
Because like there should be a 5-digit ID. And
Frank, let's just, if you don't mind, maybe contact our support with a screenshot or like real live view of what your problem is, and then my colleagues can I think more easily understand how to help you with your problem. So just head over to support, copy and paste your questions in there with a short screenshot, and then we'll be able to help you. Okay. Let's stay here. We've got a comment. I think what Frank is trying to say is that the ID is too long and it could not fit the column. So you end up like seeing it like 1, 2, 3, ... Does it help you, Nicholas?
I never did any migrations, so I cannot follow to the exact problem. But if you report it, we can come back to that issue. Sure.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, Frank, sorry that we couldn't help you like instantly now, but as I said, just head over to support, and with the screenshot, and they will be able to help you. I'm sure of that. And another question from Uwe. Is there an overview of all available key shortcuts?
Yes, if you click in your Jira view on the right top icon of the question mark, these shortcuts are also like implemented in that overview. You find them there.
Okay. Great. So Frank will head over to the support to ask them, and I'm absolutely sure that they'll be able to help you, Frank. No worries. Okay, so we're heading to the end of the webinar, and I don't see any open questions anymore. We've answered everything, and yeah, great. Okay, no more questions. From my side, thank you very much for joining in today. I think we had a great session. And yes, Nicholas, any last words?
Yeah, thank you for attending, and thank you for your questions. We're done, so have a nice day.